afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Chino Valley. My name is Mark Twain. Welcome back to the second episode of our reports from cow pies and pastures or something like that. It's for the Chino Valley 50th anniversary celebration. And it's become apparent to me that there is a lot of risk involved in settling this area. And in my research, I found a poem by an unknown author called Risk. I will read this to you now. I would like to say that just for principles of reasoning at the times we find ourselves in, this poem has nothing to do with mask usage, whatever that is. So, to laugh is to risk appearing the fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out for another is to risk involvement. To expose feelings is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas, your dreams before the crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risk must be taken, because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing does nothing. The person who risks nothing has nothing and is nothing. He may avoid suffering and sorrow, but he simply cannot learn, feel, change, grow, and live. Chained by his certitudes, he is a slave. He has forfeited his freedom. Only a person who risks is free. I found that very enlightening, especially since I'm going to be reading a few excerpts to you from the Arizona Miner, the first newspaper in Arizona. These people took risks. The Arizona Miner was the forerunner of the present Prescott Courier. It is the oldest continuously printed paper published, and it started in Chino Valley. The press itself was purchased in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and placed in the wagon of Richard McCormick, the first Secretary of State in the Arizona Territories, on his way to Arizona for his first assignment. Under military protection from the Indians, the first issue was printed in Chino Valley, which was then Fort Whipple, in 1863. That's a long time ago. The capital was quickly moved to what is now Prescott. The reasons are many. The press followed, and the newspaper began publishing in June of 1864. Chino's patriotic ways began with a 35-gun salute for George Washington's birthday in 1864. We do love our celebrations here. In July of 1864, the beginnings of a mail service was supplied by the military on a semi-monthly basis, and then a private contract for express service began, going from here to New York City in 26 to 30 days. That's quite a ride. However, service ended after only 3 months due to Indian attacks and lack of business. So as you can see, anybody who came here 100 years ago was willing to risk. And this holds true today, I hope. The future needs us to step out and take risks. I know something about that myself. Being over 100 years dead, I have seen a lot in my time.
Schooling was a problem for the early pioneers, and once a home had been established, their thoughts turned to education for their children. An article that appeared in the papers of 1867 stated that several families had moved to Prescott for fear of the Indians, and also so their children could attend a school recently opened by a Mr. McCaffrey. Sometime after this, when the conflicts with the natives had been somewhat resolved, School was held in the Del Rio area on the Banghart property. The little building was approximately 1/4 mile north and west of the adobe house Casa del Rio. According to information supplied by the late Dave Shivers, Bert Lee, whose father had the American Ranch, attended school there in 1880. In 1884, a Joseph Hollister was the teacher. He was paid $40 a month and had 32 pupils. Dave Shivers attended in 1904 and remembered the following: his sisters Ira, Myrtle, and Lula Shivers, his cousins Bert and Gertie Brown, Doc Owens, Jim, Jesse, May, and Nell Storm, and John and Tim Mason. Miss Green was the teacher. In the Arizona Miner, December 2nd, 1881, we read, "We are indebted to Miss Dessie Grandee, yours truly, the efficient teacher of the Chino Valley School, for the following report of the average standing of scholars from October 24th to November 24th, 1881. John Shivers, 95%. Alice Postel Reese, 90%. Robert Postel Reese, 68%. Leon Banghart, 87.5%. In 1882, Hattie Crane, later Stringfield, was the teacher. In 1884, she was still teaching 34 pupils there. Her salary was $60 a month.
The Puntini School District at Cedar Glade was officially organized in 1892, with the boundaries extending long distances to Ash Fork on the north to Jerome Junction, Chino on the south, and 10 miles each direction east and west. It was known as District Number 33, and records show that there were 22 students from that area in 1891 attending. Additionally, 2 attended private schools and 4 of school age did not attend. In 1892, a Chino Valley school, probably the one being held at Del Rio, was burned down because of smallpox. An article in the files at Charlotte Hall Museum reported, "The smallpox patient was released sound and well from the Chino Valley schoolhouse yesterday morning, and the schoolhouse was immediately set fire and burned to the ground. This school was built by private subscription." An item appearing August 18, 1893 stated that Miss Alice Postel would teach the fall term at Chino Valley School, Del Rio. By 1896, she was teaching at Miller Valley. Then in 1897, the first organized school district in the Chino Valley area came into being at Jerome Junction. This was Jerome Junction School District number 36. And here we find Miss Postel as the first teacher in this new school. The school term lasted 4 months and her salary was $60 per month.
Until next time we're together, I am Mark Twain, along with the cast of characters here from the Chino Valley Library, Miss Rebecca, the director of the Children's Library, as one of the principal characters, and Sierra Schaible as the young lady reading about the history of the town. We look forward to being with you again. Thank you.